division. John Berlew and Fred Scott bringing you the action. We're at the 185-pound weight class, where Jeff Boyle of Norton is taking on Chris Dennis of Oakley.
They met each other last week in the regional finals, and Boyle won that matchup, so we'll see who's going to come in here. We missed the awards at the 160-pound bracket. I'll read those for you. In 6th place was Neil Spees from Blue Stem. 5th place, Eric Meyer from Hoxie. Looks like Boyle's about to get a takedown here. He's been given the 2 points. In 4th place was Blair Milliman from Caney Valley. T.J. Leitner from Atwood took 3rd. Brian Bastian from Douglas 2nd, and Travis Elliott from Hill City, your champion.
We're in the 185-pound weight class now. Jeff Boyle of Norton in the multicolored singlet there, yellow, white, and blue.
You see on the screen there Billy Johnson, the Norton coach. He was an outstanding wrestler here at Fort Hays State a few years ago. Going up there trying to rebuild one of the finest wrestling programs in the state of Kansas, and he's starting to do that, so it's good to see him back here performing again.
Chris Dennis of Oakley is in the purple singlet. The score is 2-0 now in favor of Boyle of Norton. Boyle looking for the takedown.
Now Boyle's got the takedown. He's just trying to hang on to stay there.
Right.
Dennis was about to get free, but by being able to hang on to that leg the way he was, Boyle's able to keep him down.
35 seconds in the left in the first period. Score remains 2-0 right now. You see Jeff Boyle there on top of Chris Dennis. Dennis trying to get out from under, trying to make something happen here. He's able to come up. It looks like they'll go off the mat, and they do with 16 seconds left in the first period.
Dennis could have a little more hand control when he gets up. He might be able to peel his way out of there, but he's not controlling enough hands on Boyle, so Boyle's able to get back down on that leg and hang on.
Jeff Boyle in the top position now over Chris Dennis. He's got a 2-point lead with just 10 seconds left in the first period.
Run out of time.
We're out of time in the first period. Boyle keeps his 2-point lead as we go into the second. Chris Dennis of Oakley really not able to make anything happen here. He's unable to get out from under Jeff Boyle.
He's taking the bottom position. Try again, see if he can score. He's able to get to his feet without too much trouble, but he's not being able to get away once he gets up there. Of course, Boyle hanging on and trying to bring him back down. Turns it into a sit-out. Goes nowhere. Back up to his feet again.
And they're off the mat. 1:39 on the clock. Still just a 2-point match. Boyle getting some coaching. 1:39 on the clock. Second period. Dennis will be on the bottom again. As you pointed out, he's able to get up to his feet, but certainly can't break Boyle's hold once he gets up there.
He almost had a switch going that time. Looked like he kind of gave up on it a little too soon. Like maybe he had a plan for something else and it didn't work.
Jeff Boyle working Chris Dennis now.
We've only got a 2-0 score, but at this point, Boyle's been just pretty much totally in control of things out there.
Well, Chris Dennis really having a difficult time making anything happen for him.
Yeah.
As you pointed out, there's only been 2 points scored in this match. We've got a minute left in the second period.
A couple of pretty powerful wrestlers here, and as Dennis is trying to get out where he can get that Granby cradle, or Peterson as some people call it, and unable to get around far enough to hook up the leg. So he winds up back on bottom again.
40 seconds left now. Still got that 2-point score. We're in the second period. You're watching Jeff Boyle and Chris Dennis in the 185-pound weight class. 3-2-1A State Wrestling Championship. Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes.
Is that a look of frustration or what?
He just can't do anything. He just can't make anything happen.
We warned them both for stalling here. They didn't feel like either one of them was doing what he could to make things better, so they warned them both for stalling.
Boy, Chris Dennis is really frustrated. 22 seconds on the clock. We're in the second period. Just 2 points on the scoreboard. Jeff Boyle in that top position. I think Chris Dennis would give anything to start in that top position just once.
Those of you out there watching understand that frustration if you've wrestled before. You do everything you can and nothing works. And they're going to call Boyle for stalling because he's not making any attempt to break him back down to the mat. The rule says that if the man on bottom gets up, you have to try to bring him back to the mat and continue wrestling or you're stalling. So Boyle's penalized for stalling there, makes it a 2-1 match.
So Chris Dennis does get a point with just about 6 seconds left in this second period.
Some might say it was not a point of his own making, but if he hadn't been up on his feet,
that's right,
the point wouldn't have been made.
Chris Dennis, I'm not sure he'd like to start in the top position, but he sure would like to finish in the top position just once. Yeah,
I'd kind of like to change positions.
Well, we run out of time in the second period.
Boyle's choosing to go down in the third period, so we'll see what happens here.
2-1 the score starting the third period in the 185-pound weight class. Jeff Boyle of Norton and Chris Dennis of Oakley. Dennis is in the top position now and needs a couple of points.
Boyle's going to get his reversal here. He's already got it. Dennis is down by 3 now.
(4-1) the score. 1:30 on the clock.
Dennis tries the Granby roll there, and he's a little bit too loose when he tries it. And Boyle's able to follow him over and keep anything from happening out of it.
And they're off the mat with 1:22 left in the third period. 4-1 the score. Jeff Boyle able to pick up a couple of more points in this third period. 1:22 on the clock again.
Dennis was very close to an escape there as he was able to get hold of that ankle and pull that leg off, but Boyle just too quick and got right back on it.
Boyle in the top position.
Boyle's trying to lock up that cradle now, see if he can pull some back points out of this. Of course, Dennis is fighting it off pretty well. And we'll see where we go from here. And of course, Coach Billy Johnson over there, he's tickled about the way things are going right now, but he's not going to sit down and relax.
Well, 3 points isn't a very comfortable lead. 1 minute left in the third period. Jeff Boyle with that 3-point lead over Chris Dennis of Oakley. Boyle in the top position.
Escape and takedown ties it up, and that's what he's got to guard against here is any kind of a move that might give up those points. Again, even though Boyle seems to have been in control the entire match, it's a close match score-wise.
Dennis again in that frustrating position that he's been in most of this match. 30 seconds left in the third period.
Boyle going for that cradle again, decides he's nothing there, so he goes back to the chicken wing to try to muscle him over that way. And we're getting down to the short seconds here, so Boyle's got to get out to the side to make sure they don't call that stalling on him again.
Just 5 seconds left. It looks like Boyle will come out the winner. 4-1, the final score. There goes the time. Jeff Boyle of Norton is our champion in the 185-pound weight class over Chris Dennis of Oakley. The final score 4-1. Jeff Boyle, the champion.
Had a good wrestling match there, although there weren't a lot of points scored. There was plenty of activity and a lot of your scores. So both boys were doing their job very well. And it was a good match.
Well, we move up into the upper weights now, into the 215-pound weight class. It's the 3-2-1A State Wrestling Championships at Gross Memorial Coliseum on the campus of Fort Hays State University in Hays, Kansas. You see our awards stand there as our boys receive their medals.
This is the 172-pound class. In 6th place, Mark Madison from Ellis. 5th place, Justin Rohr from Hill City. 4th place, John Hulkinson from Eudora. 3rd, Eric Verbus from Atwood. 2nd, Matt Lay from Douglas. And, of course, our champion, Chad Kook from West Elk.
Congratulations to Chad and his team from West Elk. You see the winners there receiving their medals and their plaques. And we're about ready to get started in the 215-pound weight class.
And this is where it gets kind of important for Waukegan and Plainville, because this is the one match they